All right, guys, we have a new Shield Pro Trainer submission. This is Sarah Tanguey. Sarah is actually a trainer at Shield K9 Ottawa, and she wants to become a Shield Certified Pro Trainer. Just working for me or one of the companies under my umbrella is not enough. You actually need to pass the accomplishments necessary to be a Shield Pro Trainer. We're very strict with our standards, and as if anything, I'm even more critical of people that work for the Shield K9 brand because I expect the best from our trainers. So Sarah is going to be running the Pro Trainer practical test, and I'm told the dog is 6-week board and trained that Sarah personally trained. Looks like a yellow lab, and he came to them with no training, as is typical for most board and trains. And they are going to attempt the Pro Trainer certification with this dog. I do like seeing that. I think it is harder to accomplish, this test with a dog that you have not personally owned. You don't have the same relationship, obviously, the year plus or even multiple years relationship that you would have. And of course, anyone who's taking the test, whether it's their own personal dog or, a client's dog, the dog must be green at the beginning, right? And I ascertain before anybody, gets into the Shield Pro Trainer course that the dog that they are using is green and doesn't have any training. So here we go.
This is Sarah Tanguey. This is my submission for the Shield K9 Pro Trainer test.
Okay. Good luck, Sarah. There's some wind noise, so I'm going to keep the volume a little low, just so that we don't get inundated too much with the wind. So the first portion of the test that she's showing here, and there is actually no order, as long as you show all the necessary exercises, is 30 seconds, loose leash, walking. The dog must be on a leash. The dog must be in a public environment, the real world, and the dog must not be pulling on the leash. That is the standard. Now, I have one criticism. We're doing a sit stay already. Okay, so there must be one sit stay, and that sit stay must be shown for no less than 30 seconds. Nice sit stay. I do like that the dog held that well. A jogger was running by. Now, for those of you wondering, you are allowed to take the Shield Pro Trainer test with an e-collar on your dog.
No, it's okay. Yeah, absolutely.
You are only, nice, very nice. I like the dog holding that sit. You are only allowed to correct your dog visibly one time with the e-collar. If you correct your dog more than one time, you will be disqualified. That was a nice recall, even though the dog was wearing a leash. There are 5 recalls required in this test, and a leash cannot be used in any of them, so hopefully they do more than that. Let's see here. The video must be no less than 8 minutes in length, and it must be unedited in an environment that has other people and preferably some dogs walking around in close proximity. So I guess they're continuing the loose leash walking here. So my criticism of this loose leash walking is it almost looks like an on-leash heel. Now the dog isn't staring fixedly at her, but I want to see the dog maybe a little more free on the leash. I don't know if it's that dog's propensity to just stay close. Some dogs are like that. They just don't really leave the side of the handler unless they're loose. And the habit is the second the leash goes on, the dog kind of stays next to the handler. But I'm quite happy with the behavior of the dog. The dog seems happy and open, nice happy lab. So we're going to be doing a place. Now the place command, let me get to that. Place command on 2 separate objects. One place command must be ascend to place from no less than 10 feet, and one place command must be under distraction with the handler at a distance of no less than 60 feet. So I see the dog. Where's the handler? I don't know if that's 60 feet. It's kind of hard to see with the depth. I'm thinking that's like 30, 40 feet, but I could be wrong. I want to see her again. This should be shot with me being able to see the dog and the handler together, because I want to see if there's handler help. You are not, as a handler, allowed to excessively help your dog. The whole point of this is that the dog should be able to just be obedient with you, and you're not always having to engage the dog. Yeah, that was not 50, 60 feet. That was maybe 20, 30 feet. So that was like half the distance. Nice down in motion. Very nice down in motion. Let's go to the downs here. Down in motion, the handler must show a down without pausing in their walk. Once the down is shown correctly, the handler may show a 1-minute down stay or break the dog and show the long down in the next iteration. So it looks like we're going for the long down. The handler must show a down for no less than 1 minute under some distraction. The handler must move to a distance of 80 feet and can break the down after the allotted time has expired with a recall or going to pick the dog up. So what we see here is the long down and the down in motion being shown in combination. So far looks very nice. We cannot argue that there isn't distractions present and that this isn't happening in the real world. Some people wonder why I allow the e-collar to be used. This is a test for trainers to show that they can help the average pet owner, right? If the average pet owner is going to, for me, a dog is trained for the average pet owner, functionally obedient, with or without an e-collar on. I don't really care if the e-collar's on or not. This illusion, like there's this myth out there that like the e-collar will teach the dog to do obedience. For those of us that actually train with e-collars, we know that unfortunately that's not the case. I wish it was so easy. You would just strap the e-collar on the dog and the dog will like listen and look like this dog. No, it doesn't work like that. And the reason why I don't require that the test be done without an e-collar is because, number one, I can see if there is corrections. And if there is one correction, you know, it's still passable. You're still meeting the minimum standard. If there's more than one, you're certainly going to fail immediately. That's why I don't allow any editing in the video. And again, this is a test for trainers to prove that they can help the average pet owner with their dog. And if the average pet owner gets this level of obedience, they're very happy whether or not their dog is wearing an e-collar or not, right? And I would say that you shouldn't really even have a dog off leash under heavy distraction without an e-collar. The e-collar that is basically a wireless leash, and it's your insurance policy. So again, if you train the dog properly, and you can see dog's happy, dog's open. And this is a test for trainers. So the dog was in a heel. You saw him kind of come out of the heel a little bit when she stopped, but then he immediately noticed that she stopped, came back, fixed himself. I like to see it. I can't see her other hand if she has the e-collar in her hand. You know, there's a minimum standard, but I like to see people push beyond the minimum standard. I like to see people working hard to try and beat the minimum standard. Oh, the e-collar's around her neck. So it's even better because I'll definitely see if she reaches for her stomach or her chest to touch the e-collar. Really nice heeling. Dog checking frequently with her. Nice and tight. I like to see it. This is the type of heeling that we want to see. But you notice how the dog doesn't gaze at her fixedly? I've said this before, I'll say this again. This is not a focus heel. This is not a sporty exercise. I don't want to see, you know, the trainer having to constantly engage the dog. This is effortless, functional obedience that it should be easy for the trainer to do. It should be easy for the dog to do. This is obedience for the real world. And these people are demonstrating in this test beyond a shadow of a doubt that they can or they cannot accomplish this. And it's not about, you know, this test is about showing that you can train pet dogs. That is fundamentally it. It's not about showing that you can train sport dogs or anything like that. This is about showing that you can help 99% of people that bring you their dog for training. And the vast majority of people that bring you their dog for training want functional obedience. They want the dog to come when it's called. They want the dog to not pull them on the leash. They want the dog to sit, to down, to stay, to be reliable around distractions. This test is designed to see if you can accomplish that. And with all the tools in the world, you would be amazed at how many trainers cannot accomplish that. So far, I like the behavior of the dog. Even when the dog becomes momentarily distracted, it checks back in with Sarah. I do like that. That was a send to place. That was a 6-foot send to place. That was not a 10-foot send to place. At least I don't think it was. You know what? I'm going to rewind that and watch that before I say that. I'll give her 10 foot. It might have been 10 feet. Hard to tell with the depth of the video. I'll assume it was 10 foot. We'll see if they do another one. There's nothing that says you can't do more than the minimum standard. In fact, I encourage people to do more. I encourage people to show it more difficult. We've had people take the test with no e-collar. We've had people take the test with multiple dogs. We've had people do more in the test. So this looks like they're doing another long distance place command. Or let me go back and check. There's a lot of things you have to accomplish in this test, so I forget everything. Let's see here. Where's the place command? That's nice, break. Okay, so we're doing, I'll go back and look at the place afterwards. Oh. Okay, so we're doing the loose part. So this is very important. That's a nice recall, by the way. And that is definitely a successful recall. Transition to heel was excellent. I demand that people show this. I need to see people show me that they can turn that dog loose, not have the dog constantly engage with them. This is, again, training for the real world, and that the dog can transition from being loose to coming back to them. I like to see that. I like to see the dog went to go have fun in the bush. She called the dog back. Dog came back. She did that twice. Very nice recalls, by the way. I'm very much liking the quality of this dog's
keep healing
obedience.
for like a minute. Sorry.
Oh.
I think she's checking this with whoever's filming. I think it's Sophie filming, actually. Checking to see what she has to do still. The handler is allowed one visible reward and one visible correction, in case I haven't said that already. Anything more than that, you are failed. If the dog looks excessively stressed, you fail. If you require constant engagement with the dog, you fail. This needs to be literally just chilling, just walking. I had one guy drink a coffee and go on his phone while he did the test. Excellent work. I like to see that. I like to see that you can just effortlessly do the obedience. That is the goal. Effortless obedience. The heel, let me go to the healing, just give you guys, before we continue, let me tell you guys what the healing is, just so we're clear. Heel command must be shown for 4 consecutive minutes under distraction. The dog must be on either side of the handler and not too far to the front, behind, or off the leg of the handler. When the handler halts, the dog should sit. So we are seeing that. Any excessive arousal or hyperactivity in the dog will result in a disqualification. I train sport dogs, so I know what people can do with the sport dogs, and I'll tell you why I don't allow it in a second. Because.
Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.
All right, so Sarah, this was Sarah's submission. Oop. Let's go over here. All right. So let's see here. Place command on 2 separate objects. That was shown. We're going to give her the send to place no less than 10 feet, and one of the place commands must be under distraction with the handler at a distance of no less than 60 feet. Let me go back to the beginning here quickly. I just want to watch that place command. Good. I was double checking that she took the leash off the dog. That place command must be shown off leash. I would have actually preferred if she had taken the leash off the dog before she sent the dog there. But that's fine. I'm going to allow that. 5 recalls, no leash. 1 from free. 1 no less than 80 feet. That was the recall off the down. No recall shall be less than 10 feet. A recall is considered finished when the dog arrives within touch distance of the handler. Sit stay, no less than 30 seconds. So she did the 5 recalls. She did the sit stay. The down in motion was good. I actually liked the down in motion a lot. I thought it was very nice. She showed the long down simultaneously with the down in motion. So that was good. The heel command was done. There was no visible reward or visible correction. The dog was wearing an e-collar, which is allowed. If he hadn't been wearing an e-collar, it would have been bonus points. And I just, again, anybody who's showing that they're trying to escalate the difficulty, they get a little extra mention for that. No excessive nervousness, certainly. Very happy worker. Dog was very willing to work. Yeah, I like it. I think this is a pass. My criticism would be that the loose leash walking, I would like to see the dog a little more free in the loose leash. But It's not a big deal that the dog kind of stuck close to her. The send to place, again, it was kind of on the line. And the sit stay was shown with the leash on. Now, it doesn't say that the leash should be off, but I would prefer that the leash be off. The dog, of course, it is a lab, very happy lab, very good work. It is not her personal dog. I would say is a very solid showing. For me, this is a 7.5 out of 10. I like the clear willingness that dog has to work with Sarah. And I certainly would be comfortable saying that she has met the standard necessary to be considered a pro trainer, a Shield Pro trainer. So good job, Sarah. Congratulations on the pass. If you are interested in taking the Shield Pro Trainer certification course or finding out more about the course, the link will be in the description below. This is the only dog training certification that is meaningful. And the reason why it's meaningful is because there is a set standard that involves you actually training a dog to a set standard that is meaningful and that is applicable. Very important, applicable to the real world. No one else has a standard that is applicable to the real world, if they even have a training standard. And everyone that is certified must have a video, right? You must have a video of your certification so everyone can see, oh, this guy isn't certified. Well, there's actually a video of him certifying, so then you can actually look at that person's video and say, are they certified or are they not? Oh, did they meet the standards? How did it look when they were meeting the standards? Was it really good? Was it average? Was it not so good? Right? There's a lot of ways to meet that standard, but the standard must be met in order for you to have that certification. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.